Well, it's another one of those rainy days. I guess I'm always here doing a video when it's raining because I'm not getting out. Of course, I have a reason now, and Charlotte and I both, because of the coronavirus, we're in more than we used to be. I really miss going to the gym, particularly, and now church services are done online, so there's all kinds of things we're going through right now that are different. But one of the problems that I've had in my life, and I hate to say this, is forgiveness. Being willing to forgive others. And God's taught me through the years, that I generally hurt myself more than I do the one that I have problems forgiving. What was said or done. And there have been incidences that I've had to just forgive because to try and make it right would have been more hurtful. I just forgive and go on. Then there was a relationship just recently that had destroyed a friendship for a number of years, and God would not let me put it out of my mind. He'd keep bringing it back to me. And but for a number of years, this relationship, I mean several years, because I had believed that this person had said something that really broke our friendship, because it let me know, or I thought of it as such, as really not being a friend. Sometimes if a person accuses you of something that you've not been able to defend yourself about, and then they are not acting like a friend. Well, I held that in my heart for a number of years and really had nothing to do with this person. And God would not let me out of the situation. He kept bringing it back to me. Isn't he patient with us? More patient than I deserve. And but I decided I needed to go see the person. And come to find out that what was said, I took it completely and totally out of context, had nothing to do with what I thought it was, and I had let that destroy a friendship for a number of years. And I found out that in going back, even if it had been said, I could have corrected it and restored the friendship. But rather than doing that, I just put it out of my mind and let the friendship go. God's patient with me. I hope that you haven't been that bad in dealing with forgiveness. But the Bible says over in Mark chapter 11, Jesus says, "Therefore I say unto you, what things soever you desire when you pray, believe that you receive them, and you shall have them. And when you stand praying, forgive if you have aught against any, that your Father also, which is in heaven, may forgive your trespasses. But if you do not forgive, neither will your Father, which is in heaven, forgive your trespasses." I was fixing to preach. I was in a church in Columbia, and I was filling the pulpit for a friend, and I got up on the podium. Well, before I left home, my sweet Charlotte and I had some cross words about something. I don't remember what it was, but I knew I was in the wrong, and I was on the pulpit, or on the podium, sitting in a chair, and I got up. God wouldn't let me preach. I had to go find a phone and call Charlotte and ask her to forgive me for what I had said and how I had said it, to get it right before I could preach. Comes the same thing in our prayer life. God often reminds us, you need to go get that right with that person. You offended them, or perhaps it's a situation where they said something and perhaps it was misunderstood, as this other situation was in my life. It took me a number of years before I was willing and able to go and get that right. I was so hurt by it. But who did it hurt? It only hurt me. It did. That's usually what forgiveness, and unforgiveness rather, does to our lives. See, it hinders our prayer life, it breaks relationships, it causes pain and suffering in our own life, more than the person that we hold something in our heart against. Let me encourage you today to forgive, because that's what Jesus did for you and I.